How did they transport it?
We had a parade.
Uh-huh.
From up at the farm all the way to Bouchard and down here. We had bands. My son led the parade in that tractor. I mean, it was Mayberry, USA. People lined up on the streets. I mean, it was just brought tears to my eyes to see people turn out to that sort of an event.
Well, because it's a huge event for the history of this town to see a structure that is so important to the history of Fountain Valley to be brought here, to be preserved, and to be cherished by future generations.
I was fortunate enough to get the Historical Society behind me, along with, like I say, Cheryl Brothers, Lynn and Kurt Seaton, and Larry Crandall. Those people just worked their behinds off to generate the funds. It cost $85,000 to relocate this and put it back together. That's a big chunk of money. And they worked really hard, got Hyundai, got Rainbow Disposal involved. So, it was a community event. Sold a lot of these hats. So had a lot of bake sales, as you might say, to generate the money. But it all got done, and here we are, and we're damn proud of it.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. But I love that you have this one part of history from the family, which is a very important part of history of the family, was able to be brought here and preserved. By me I'm part of a lot of historical societies. I belong to a lot of historical societies. I'm on the board for some. I understand the importance of the preservation of history, and also how it really takes a community of people to bring things together, because everything takes money.
Right.
And it's really hard today, especially for people to care about history. And the one thing is that historical preservation takes money.
And we were fortunate enough to have the spot here that fit right in.
And the generosity of the community to allow that to actually happen.
Right. This redwood water tank, which he had ordered out of an outfit out of San Francisco, that cost him, what was it? It was $50 in U.S. gold for that water tank.
That is an astronomical sum of money. Especially
and the reason the U.S. gold situation, each town back then had their own little banks. Even though they were guaranteed by some part of the government, gold was the word, because Huntington Beach might not accept Anaheim's money someday. You never know. And also
there's no FDIC or anything during that time. And so, I can understand. Banks were private businesses at this time period.
Right.
And gold was literally the cash system during this time period.
Yes.
So one of the things that I do love is that when we were down in the root cellar, that there were those parts of the bricks missing. And Ron was talking about how he had those bricks moved over here to go with the restoration of the water tower. So one of the things that I wanted to come and show you, these wonderful bricks, these are part of the original root cellar of the house. We're looking at 1898. These are the originals, and what I love is that by having these bricks combined with this water tower actually brings us to a great piece of history that is now restored and able to be enjoyed for generations to come. Oh boy. So this was actually reproduced using existing woods.
Yes.
From your family ranch.
Right.
Okay, but
and this was built in the mid-40s. However, when the city of Fountain Valley incorporated, we've got the very first business license, and I still maintain that. So we're still licensed. We always used to be licensed number one, but then they've gone to this computerized stuff. But I still continue having the business license since 1957. So we've got the oldest license.
That's the first license.
the first business license here in Fountain Valley from this beautiful little fruit stand that was done in the 1940s.
Yes.
And one of the things is that this is a reconstruction of it, but it's using the original timbers from the family farm.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the things that I love so much is back then, especially, you would repurpose materials.
Yes.
And if it was good, you used it. And I love that you guys continued on with that. And when this was redone and brought here, again, it's just a beautiful piece of history.
A fellow by the name of John Etheridge put his heart and soul in doing this, him and his dad, and worked their behinds off and moved it here in pieces and put it all together. There's my dad selling stuff back in the 1950s.
Well, thank you so much,
Sure enough.
Ron. This has been an absolute pleasure and enjoyed it.
It's
Come
been a
here.
hoot.
And sometimes I come here to Fountain Valley, and usually when I come here, I'm coming here for a purpose, or to see friends, or to do business as a teacher. But one of the things is that I myself feel like I've literally walked through the footsteps of the history of Fountain Valley by spending the morning with you and talking to you. And I want to thank you so much for educating all of us
Well,
and showing us the history through your family's eyes.
it's been a real pleasure to bring up the history, and for you to put it out there. It's going to be great.
Well, thank you so much. It's been great meeting
All right.
you, Ron. Thank
Sure
you.
enough. Thank you.